3 years ago, my sister died, and she had a last wish. She wanted me to bring her ash to Kathmandu. And I decided to go on that journey last year. And I took a train from Berlin, and I stopped in Moscow. And I went to Irkutsk, and then to Mongolia, and then to China. The train ride was 11,500 kilometers long, and the longest part was 3 days without leaving the train station. It was very meditative, it was very interesting, and if you really want to step out of your comfort zone and don't travel first class, I really recommend it. During the time that I left was already the earthquake going on in Nepal, but I decided to go on anyway, and I had to sign a piece of paper in Beijing saying that if I were not allowed to enter Kathmandu, that I will not claim any money back from the airline. When I came, the city was in a very bad stage, and everybody was helping everywhere, so for me it was very clear once I've done my sister's last wish that I will be helping and want to contribute to help and give back to the country as well. We went to the holy place, and that's the first time in my life that I ever seen dead people, which is a good luck, so I was very lucky. And I've heard that before, a week before, it was high season because of the earthquake. And what you can see here is that the boy who's in charge to make sure that the father gets buried when it's, anyway. So, and I got introduced to a lady who was an orphanage, and I spent a week with 11 kids in the camp, and I washed them, and I played with them, and they were traumatized, and I said, for me, it's very clear that I want to come back and do something good. This is Lakshi. She runs the orphanage, so I made sure before I left that they got the tent extended during rainy season, that they don't need to live poorly. I raised 8,000 euros. That was last year in October. I went back, and I said, I will find a new place for you to live. The orphanage grew by that time. They had a baby that was 5 weeks old, and every evening they were holding it over fire to keep it warm. The kids were peeing in bed because the toilet was outside. Anyway, with the 8,000 euros, I got bunk beds made, and I told them there we do Berlin style. I said we do something really cool. We do create bunk beds out of steel, and they really liked it. And so we went into mass production. So we have 6 bunk beds made in 5 days' time, and I get the kids draw pictures about the new home because I wanted to engage them, and I wanted to create a positive experience for them as well, that they could move into the place. The apartment that I rented has now 1 room for the girls, 1 room for the boys, 1 toilet for girls, 1 toilet for boys. I found a place with someone local there, which wasn't very easy because a lot of the buildings were destroyed, and a lot of people didn't want to rent it for kids. So I paid 1.5 years rent in advance, and I paid 1.5 years electricity in advance, and I will go back this October to pay the rest. We had a lawyer because everything had to be very official, and I made sure that she was not able to rent this place to someone else. So in case that would have happened, that they would have notified me. So. The kids were very excited to move over the new place, and you can see on the right we bought a washing machine, and we have boxes for the schools, and the standard, the hygienic standard and everything got really raised. And at that point I made a decision that it's not enough for me to go back and pay the rent. I want to actually build a place. So when I'm going back at this year October, I will meet a lawyer, and I will try to see what is possible for me as a foreigner to do, and I want to get all the prices sorted out so that I can build my orphanage for them in Nepal. Yes. Okay. Thank you.